Today we're going to talk about how to figure out if your website currently has Google Analytics installed on it. You may need this information or this code if you are transferring to a new marketing agency, if you're trying to bring marketing in-house, or if you just want to see if Google Analytics is something that a past user has set up to collect information. So this is a pretty typical piece of information that people may try and find, and thankfully it's not too difficult to identify. There are two different platforms where this code may be coming from. The first is from Google Analytics directly, and the second is from Google Tag Manager, which is a tool provided by Google to allow webmasters to keep track of different triggers, pixels that may be on the website, and tracking code like you would have for Google Analytics. So today we're going to talk about two different methods that are pretty quick to identify if you have Google Analytics, and if so, what that user ID is, so whoever you need to share it with can find the right account to get access to. So let's go ahead and get started. The first tool or method that we're going to be talking about is using a Chrome extension called Google Tag Assistant. Please note this is a little bit different from Google Tag Manager, as the Tag Assistant purely exists to call out which different pieces of code are on an existing website. It doesn't have much to do with the management side of it. So to install that in your browser, we'd recommend using Chrome, as it's only available through the Chrome store. But first you need to Google Tag Assistant, and that first result there, if you click on that, should open up the Chrome Web Store. This little icon is what you should be familiar with. If you see this, you know you're in the right place. So go ahead and add it to Chrome. You can say Add Extension, and then you'll see it pop up right over here. There it is. And that's all you need to do. So to look at an example, we've pulled up Pullen Park, a local park in Raleigh. And once you have the page loaded and you click on this, you'll see a welcome message. You don't need to change any of these settings the first time you download it. You can go ahead and hit done. And you'll see this little face doesn't look too happy. There's no information for it to pull. So to fix that problem, all you need to do is hit enable and reload the page. So come over here to hit refresh. The page will reload, and you'll notice that that blue tag has now turned green. So if you click on this, there's going to be a tag that pops up that includes all information or pieces of code that the Tag Assistant can identify or verify. And in this case, they do have Google Analytics. So the information that you're seeing here, if you click on it, it can give you some more information. But this code that starts with the UA, that is the specific ID for the Google Analytics account that is currently collecting information on Raleigh's different parks. So that is something that you can share with your marketing agency or whoever is in charge of claiming, verifying, or getting access to the Google Analytics account. Now, say this did not pop up. That does not necessarily mean that there is no Google Analytics information being collected. Another tag that can show up is called Google Tag Manager, like I was saying. If that shows up, you'll see, similar to this, a code, but it will start with GTM and have a series of numbers afterwards. This ID can be used in the exact same way as the Google Analytics code to understand which account under Google Tag Manager needs to be accessed to check for that Google Analytics code. So that's a very quick way. This extension is free, quick to install, very, very user-friendly, and it makes it pretty plain whether or not the analytics code is installed on the website. So that's the first method. The second one is going to be a little bit more code-looking, but not necessarily, you don't have to be able to read code to understand it. So all you do is go to your website, right-click, and hit View Page Source, and a full list of code will load here. You don't have to be able to read this. It's completely okay if you can't. But once this page is loaded, you hit Control F or Command F if you are on a Mac, and you want to type in UA-. Whoa. Once you see UA-, you're looking for that UA code, so the series of numbers after UA, and in this case, it's the second one down. So we now know that the Google Analytics account associated with the Raleigh Parks page is this one that we've highlighted right here. So again, if you don't see the UA code immediately, you can also check for Google Tag Manager by searching for GTM-. So in this case, they don't have Tag Manager set up, but there are websites that do. To give you an example of this, Pizza Hut, I always use pizza as an example. we can look at our little tag manager here, hit enable and refresh the page. And this will be a good example of a website that has both Tag Manager and Google Analytics that appears. So you'll see Google Analytics pops up right there. There's the UA code that we were looking for. And then you'll also see that they have Google Tag Manager set up. So if this Google Analytics information was not available, you could log into the Google Tag Manager account to see if there's analytic information involved there. So again, you can use Tag Manager or Tag Assistant to help you figure out if there is Google Analytics or Google Tag Manager installed on the website. And if not, you can right-click, view page source, and search for GTM to see what Google Tag Manager account is available on a website, or you can search for UA dash. So in the case of Pizza Hut, you won't see the UA dash because that information is stored within the Google Tag Manager account. But if it were a standalone Google Analytics account, you could just search for UA and that account number will pop up. So I know this is very quick, a quick kind of overview of different ways that you can find this information, but Tag Assistant is going to be your go-to tool for a quick peek to see what kind of information or tracking tools a website has installed, and it can help you get the information you need to gain access to that data that's being collected about your users. So Google Analytics is important to, or it should be important to all marketers because it can help you improve your marketing decisions by using the data that you're collecting. So you can get improved insights into your users and what demographics they are. So where are they coming from? What languages do they speak? What devices do they prefer? Do they have a favorite browser? And you can also look at the traffic to understand what channel or what source is sending most of it your way. So if you're looking to make more informed marketing decisions and know that Google Analytics is the next step, you can use one of these two methods to understand or quickly identify whether or not your current website is collecting that kind of data. If you aren't sure or want kind of a step-by-step process, somebody to walk through it with you, always feel free to reach out to the team at WRAL Digital Solutions and we'll be happy to help. Thank you.